Okay, good afternoon, evening, good morning, whatever time you happen to be watching this video. This is Ruckscards, and today I'm going to dive into the PC again. This time's for hockey. Long-time hockey fan. I kind of got away from the sport, and I'll explain that to you and the reasons why in a moment. I may have mentioned on this video before that I'm from Connecticut. So my first love, of course, was our beloved Hartford Whalers, and as you know, they were stripped away from our state, left, and they've never returned. That was back in 1997. And my favorite hockey player was not a Whaler, and is the reason why I became a Detroit Red Wing fan once the Whalers left. My favorite player was Steve Yzerman, and he is still my all-time favorite player in the NHL. So once the Whalers left, and again, I was in the collecting hobby at that time. I just started collecting anything and everything Steve Yzerman. And the other dealers knew about that and knew of that, and other collectors. So when they'd come to the shows, they'd bring their Eizerman stuff, and then I would either buy it or trade it. Most of the time, I would buy Eizerman. And they would hold it for me, and I always appreciated that. So I was able to build up quite a bit of an Eizerman collection in relatively short time, but certainly been building it for over 20 years. Of course, he's long since retired, but he still has some pretty nice stuff that still comes out from time to time. But most of what you'll see here is during his playing years. And I'm going to show you not only Eizerman, that's the bulk of what I'm about to show, is my Eizerman PC, and also I've got some Lindstrom mixed in here, and Bob Probert as well. So I do have other hockey stuff. Maybe I'll save that for a different video, but we're just going to keep this Red Wings centric, and more specifically and mostly about Eizerman. So I did actually, I had so much Eizerman that eventually I went through my collection a couple of years ago and just decided, what do I absolutely want to keep in my PC and what would I not mind selling. So what I'm going to show you here first is what I actually am selling right now. And if you're an Eizerman fan out there, or a Red Wing fan, or interested in looking at any of what I'm about to show you, because I'm just going to kind of scan through these that are for sale very quickly, and then we'll get into what I've decided to retain. And again, even though these are for sale, I don't mind keeping them. So, I don't mind any of these. These Eizermans that I'm about to show you that I do have listed for sale. I've had in my collection for upwards of 20 years plus. So I certainly don't mind holding on to them any longer. I just decided, these I'm willing to let go, and hopefully they end up in the hands of another Steve Yzerman fan, much like myself, take care of them. So let me show you those. Okay, we'll just start with these. So again, if you're interested in any of these that I'm about to show you, and this is just this first part of the video because this is what I do actually have actively for sale right now on eBay. Go search for eBay seller Ruckscards, same as what the channel name is, and you'll see a list of these cards that are posted right now for sale. So the purpose of this video is not to sell these. I just figured I'd point it out to you. Really, just I want to show off my Eizerman collection. So anyway, I'll just kind of scan through these really quickly to kind of show you if you're interested in buying any of these. I do have them listed for sale right now via eBay under Ruckscards. Okay, so search seller Ruckscards. There's Eizerman with a game-used puck. And again, I'll just kind of scan through these so you get an idea of the Eizerman collection of mine that I currently do have for sale. And all of these range from limited inserts, parallels, etc. Throughout the years. There's a gold special edition. So that's the first batch. Here's some more. So as you can see, quite a number. I love Stevie Y. By far my favorite hockey player. There's not even a close second. Love Stevie Y, And here's the last bit of what I currently have for sale. Outside of, I do have an O-Pee-Chee that I've listed, an O-Pee-Chee rookie of his that I also have for sale. I don't have that on me at the moment. All right. So anyway, if you like any of these, they are currently for sale on eBay. All right. So now the part of the collection that is not for sale. We'll start off with these. These were large inserts. These were both out of Pacific Crown Royale, and they had, I think these were one per box. They're basically top loaders. I don't think they're called Kramer's Choice Awards. They used to have a regular size card version, and they also had you know, you can get one of these larger ones, and I think they were in a box or a case. I don't remember how rare they were. I don't think they were super rare, but here's that same card from a different year. So I've got these two. They're in a PC, not for sale. Just figured I'd show you those as well. All right, so now, before we get back into the Eizerman stuff, let me just show you what I have outside of Eizerman in my Red Wing collection. So I'm sure you guys, even non-Red Wing fans, know about this guy. Here's Nicholas Lidstrom, SP Authentic autograph. This is one of my favorites, favorite autographs. I actually do have a Lidstrom card for sale, also on my eBay site. Excuse me. Here's another one, Sign of the Times, Lidstrom. I think he won the Norris 5 times, was it? I know at least 4 times. Maybe I'm just saying 5 because that's his number, but obviously one of the greatest defensemen of all time. Here's a Premier Plus. This was out of Topps. This is just a jersey, game-worn jersey. I think it's game-worn. Oh, I did bring my other hockey stuff. All right, scratch that idea. So here's my other hockey PC stuff. Okay, then we'll get back into the Red Wings. I just recently got this one. I've got some Gretzky stuff, very little, but never had a Gretzky autograph until maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I bought this at a show. I negotiated with a dealer, got him down, I think less than 500. I think I paid $450 for it. This was out of the Gold Reserve, numbered to only 200. It does have a little white on the bottom, which is why I got it for 400, for $450 or whatever, because obviously this would be more expensive otherwise. But you could see a little bit of white there in the corner. Otherwise, the card is in good shape. To me, that little white marking, yeah, you'd always prefer it not to be there, but to get a Gretzky autograph on card, numbered, serial numbered, for less than $500, to me it was worth getting one that wasn't maybe 100% mint. This card I pulled out of Legends, and I remember when I pulled it, I was just like, no way. I mean, my mouth probably hit the floor. So here's a Bobby Orr on-card autograph out of Legends. So let's see how long I've had this card, because I pulled it right out of a box. That's like 2000? It's hard to tell. Can a mic and the camera pick that up? It's having trouble. I think it's 2000. Nah, it's not grabbing it. I think it's 2000. It's either 2000 or maybe like 2006 or something like that. But anyway, had it for a while. That's the bottom line. Bobby Orr, one of the greatest hockey players ever. And now we're getting into my Bob Probert collection. Okay, so that's basically the extent of my hockey collection outside of Eizerman. So one of my other favorite players, of course, growing up watching Steve Yzerman, I got to see the man, the best fighter in the history of the NFL, Bob Probert. And this card here is a unique one. It's bigger, as you can see. if you look at the lines inside the top loader, see how you can see the card is larger than the part of the, the indentation of the screw down. So anyway, this is, I forget exactly where I got this other than on eBay, but basically this is when he played in 1983 and 1984 for a police union league for the Brantford Alexanders. So you could find this online. I mean, you don't see it too often, but it's a pretty cool card, and I don't know what the value of it is. I just thought it was unique and interesting to have, and so I got it. I don't think I spent a lot on it. I don't remember, quite honestly. I've had it for a long time, probably at least 15 years. But anyway, it's a pretty cool shot of a young Bob Probert, who unfortunately is no longer with us, as he died tragically of a heart attack. I think it was, I don't know, about maybe 10 years ago now. Here's his rookie card. This is his O-Pee-Chee rookie. Probert. This one's in pretty good shape. Centering wise, looks pretty good. I don't know if I might get this graded someday. We'll see. The back is, these are, as you know, O-Pee-Chees are very difficult to get centered, top and, at the front and the back. And here's another one. This is just a smaller insert. This was out of Don Cherry's picks out of Parkhurst back in 1993. So Probert, he doesn't have a lot of inserts per se, so I collect any and all Bob Probert inserts. And here's one of my favorites. Here's a cool one. This one's got a piece of his glove in the card, which is always pretty cool. It's called Drop the Gloves. It's out of Fleer Throwbacks. Numbered out of only 200. Pretty cool. It's one of my favorites. Here's a game-used jersey. Probert. Rubber deck. I don't really collect much of him in any other uniform than the Red Wings, but I do have this one. This is when he was a Blackhawk. Again, it's part of his jersey in there. Notable numbers out of SP Authentic. I actually sold one of these cards too. I had a couple of these. Probert stuff definitely sells. And here's some autographs of Bob. This one's out of Parkhurst. Obviously, with him being deceased, he's no longer signing, so anything autographed by him is gone up in value over the years. I actually had a couple of these too. Actually, I sold. Kept one of them. Again, in the Blackhawk uniform. This one I had the die-cut version. I sold. Kept this one. I actually like this one, the full card, better than the die-cut, so I decided to keep this version. Sold the other. This was a tough one to get. These cards are not cheap. Some of these Probert autographs are in the hundreds of dollars. I think this was one of them that was well over 100. It's just not easy to find these. I think this is another one. It's a Sign of the Times, Bob Probert. The best there ever was. Alright, now we get into the Eizerman. Alright, we're going to start it off with some rookies. I had 19 Eizerman rookies at one time. You heard me right. 19 O-Pee-Chees. Most of them I sold, like 13 or 14 of them. And I probably should have sold them for more than I did. I didn't make a lot of money on them. I know I probably bought most of them for between $30 and $50, and I think I sold them for about between $30 and $60 maybe. So what I probably should have done if I was smart is I probably would have got them all graded, because even the ones that, you know, I know would probably grade only like a 7 that I had, because they were so off-centered. It's, again, a very difficult set to get centered. Otherwise, they were all in great shape. Sharp corners, sharp edges, you know, surface were all great. You know, it was just the centering was off. So most of them probably would have graded 7 or 8. And I just sold, you know, I listed like 13 of them, like I said, and I think one guy bought like 6 of them. Just one guy did. And I know what he did. I know he bought them, and I'm sure sent them in to get graded and probably either held on to them or sold them for twice, 3 times as much. And I probably should have done that, because they were in really good shape. They just were off-center. I kept the ones that were closest to centering, and then what I've done is I'm trying to build back up my Eizerman rookie collection again. So I had 19. I was down to about 6, maybe 5 or 6. And now I'm up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9 now as I'm trying to build them back. So what I'm doing now is just buying the ones that are as closely to centered as possible, and I plan on eventually getting all of these graded. So I don't know which order these are in, but I'll show you each one. This one's actually in really good. This is probably one of my better ones. And as you can see, centering wise, this is pretty damn close to perfect. This was a recent eBay purchase. I think I spent probably close to $200 on it, just because I knew the condition it was in. I can't remember exactly what it was. Don't quote me. It was between, I know it was easy. I know it was over 150, probably 200, somewhere in that range. The only issue I have with this one that probably would keep it from, certainly would keep it from a 10. I don't even know if you could be able to see it. It's hard to see. On this edge right there, right about there, there's a little bit of indentation. A little bit of very slight blemish. But otherwise, to find a card, an Eizerman rookie, that's this centered is damn near impossible without spending super big bucks. Or you just got to buy it graded. But this one I'll be sending in. I think it's got a really good chance at a 9. And an outside shot, although it probably won't get a 10. I'll just say I think this is a very solid 9 Eiserman O-Pee-Chee rookie card. So there's that one. Here's another one. Again, you know, centering. This one's not as well centered as the other one was, but it's close. You know, and some of these I've seen get 9s. So, you know, that's the goal. Is to get a 9 on these. Even though I would probably be happy with an 8, knowing how off-centered some of them are. Here's another one. This one's definitely off-centered, right to left. And it's got a little bit of some indentation. Again, these, not only do you have to worry about the centering on the O-Pee-Chees, but some of the edges were sort of chipped a little bit, or not certainly straight edged. And now this card has got a little bit of that in it. So this one probably would be an 8, if I had to guess. Here's another one. This one again. I mean, you know that these are clearly off-center, but I'm telling you, some of these Eizermans in this rookie set that year, not just Eizerman, but all the cards, are just way off. So these are actually pretty well-centered in comparison, and those of you out there who are familiar with this set know exactly what I'm talking about. So these are all, I think, will either be 8s, and some of them will be 9s. Here's another one. Again, pretty well centered, but certainly not centered. But sharp corners, sharp edges, surface good. Everything else is in place here for these. Here's another. Do I eventually want to get back up to 19? Yeah, I actually do. I want to get 19, you know, good solid Eizerman rookies. And so I parted ways with the ones that I felt were not, but probably still should have gotten graded. And anyway, the past is the past, as they say. Here's another. And then here's a reason. This one I paid over $400 for. But again, if to get like a PSA 10 Eizerman, you're going to pay thousands of dollars. So what I did is I read up on this grading company called KSA. It's a Canadian-based grading company. They've been around a while, and they're pretty reputable. So I went, I guess you would say, the cheaper route, and bought a 9.5 grade of theirs. As you can see, here's an Eizerman OPG Rookie 9.5. So this is the closest I have to a graded 10. That's not from one of the, premier, I guess you would say, grading companies. Now, again, I don't want to knock this KSA. I just don't know a lot about them. I did a little reading up on them. They've done they do specialize in being from Canada in hockey cards, and they're reputable. I mean, they're definitely an established, well-known company, but they're not as mainstream, obviously, as here in the States, especially as the PSAs and the Beckett's and all those guys. So, what I may do here is crack this one day and send it into a PSA, SGC, Beckett, or HGA if they continue to become more of a prominent grading company. But that's probably my longer term goal with this card. We'll see. I mean, right now I'm not in a rush to get it graded. I'm very content with it being in this 9.5 KSA holder. And this is the closest thing that I have to a perfect Eizerman card. Close to a 10, as high as you can get, really, without being a 10. And I think, like I said, I paid about 400 or something, 450 maybe, for this, if I recall correctly, something around those lines. So to me, huge bargain. So we'll see what's to come of that one day. All right, now into the collection itself. Here we go. So here's one of my favorite cards. So this was the first year that Upper Deck came out with the game-worn jerseys. They introduced them in football, if you remember, and actually pulled a Joe Montana out of a box. And it was the first time anyone ever saw a game jersey card in a pack. And it was weird. It kind of freaked me out because I didn't know what to sell it for. I was wheeling and dealing back at the time, doing trade shows. And I brought it to my first show reluctantly. I really didn't want to bring it to the show. I just kind of brought it to show it off, not really to sell it. This was the Montana one, not this one. And I had a lot of people asking me about the card, and wanted to see it. And then one guy was smart, and I was young and naive back then, and he just threw right in my face. Right in my face. I think he put $150 maybe. I can't remember if I sold it for 150 or 175, something like that. But anyway, he put the money, laid it down right in front of me at the table. I was a broke college kid, and he took advantage of me, no doubt. Smart of him to do that. I sold it to him reluctantly, like I said, and the Montana, I think, ended up coming out. When they first came out, it was booked at like $500, $600. So the guy got a super deal off me. And same thing, so this was the first year of when hockey, the same year, they came out with also game jersey hockey cards. And of course, once I knew Eizerman had one, I had to find this card. I had to get it. And somebody at a trade show that I was at had this card, and I bought it. And I can't tell you how much I paid for it. But at the time, it was super expensive. Because there's been such an influx of game jersey cards since this year, which was 1996, the value just overall of jersey cards have gone down. But these are the original. So this is like the first year of the jersey card phenomena. And so it's always unique and will always be special in that respect. And it's such a beautiful card. I love it. It's one of my favorites. This will always be in my Eizerman collection. I will never sell this card. And of course, these were game worn back then. They weren't just relics or, this is an actual chunk of an Eizerman game worn jersey. So that also gives it a little bit extra. Special for me. Love this card, and it's one of my favorites. All right, staying on the jersey train. Here's another one. This was out of Pacific. Sada Pacific Omega 2000. It's got a little bit of some red in it. Again, game worn jersey. Clearly says. So there you go. Most of these cards are mint condition. There was some chipping in Pacific. You guys that remember Pacific back in the day, they're no longer around, but they had a lot of chipping issues. Lots. It'd come out of a pack like this. So you can see that that's got a little bit. Most of all these cards are definitely in mint condition. Some of these Pacifics are not. I'll show you another puck one that I had for sale. Here's the puck one that I'm keeping for myself. So here, this was out of Upper Deck MVP. This is a game-used puck from an Eizerman game, or a Red Wing game. So pretty cool. Again, you know, back when these first came out, these were game-used, game-worn. You don't always see that nowadays. Here's another cool one here. This was out of SPX Winning Materials. This one's got not only a game-used puck, but a game-used jersey of Eizerman right in the card. Beautiful card. Just like they say, they don't make them like they used to. Again, here's one of my other favorites. So Eizerman eventually won the cup, ended up winning 3. Most of them later in his career with the Wings. But this is just a beautiful, beautiful card. I don't even know if the camera does justice here. It's got a nice refractor effect going on. It's got the Stanley Cup. Stanley Cup Heroes, this is without tops. This is the refractor version, so I guess, you know, not all the versions do this. This is the refractor parallel. And this was out of, I don't know, just tops. I guess it's just standard tops. Back in the day, let's see, 1999. It's amazing. These cards are freaking 22 years old now. Almost 23. It's amazing. And I've had this card for about that long. So, I've had most of these cards for that long. Here's another one of my favorites. Mr. Momentum. This is, like I said, these ones I'm showing you now are not for sale, and more than likely never will be. These were part of my Eizerman PC forever. Mr. Momentum. This was out of 97 Fleer Ultra. Beautiful card. Here's a rare one. Hopefully I'm taking some of you guys back, some of you hockey guys out there. Run for the Cup. This was out of Black Diamond. This was a pretty cool card. Might be hard to tell. So there's like a picture of Eizerman, and then there's like an acetate version in the card of Eizerman there as well. Pretty cool. These were numbered only to 100, and it was hand numbered back then, 68 out of 100. Super rare insert. Here is a Select Certified Mirror Red Eizerman. Again, I don't know if the camera's going to do these cards justice. These are just beautiful, beautiful cards. And you'll see the mirror red designation there at the bottom. There's a gold and a blue, I believe, also of those. This was out of Dunris. This was the Canadian Dunris that came out this year, I remember, from 97-98. National Pride, him with a Canadian flag behind him. Die cut. Just sweet looking cards. Numbered out of 1997. It's a beautiful card. MVP was a really cheap set. This was like the low-end hockey. But they made some really nice cards. And this one was a super rare parallel. As you can see, only 25 of these made. I forget what they called these, but this was just a super rare insert. I know that the signature was silver. Most of the signatures weren't. That was one of the ways you could tell it was a, you know, special card. So out of only 25, superscript is what they called it. It says superscript right there. So these are super, super rare. Again, only 25 of them. It's a really nice card. Again, this was a low end. You could buy these MVP boxes for like $30, $35 back in the day. And still have a chance of getting a super rare card like that. Here's a young Eizerman. This is his O-Pee-Chee 1985. So this was his, I guess, second year O-Pee-Chee. Young Stevie there. I've had this card for a long time. Here's a nice one because you got Steve with the Stanley Cup. Capturing the moment. He won the Conn Smythe this year as well. It says Conn Smythe winner at the bottom. And there he is with the Conn Smythe. This was 1998? 99. 1988-99 Pacific. This was after his second or third cup. Now you remember this one had the larger 8x10 photographs, and then they came also with a smaller card size version. So that's what this is. This is a press proof of the Dunruss Studio. This was a really sharp set. I had a lot of those 8x10s. I don't have any more. I don't know what I did with them. But they also, again, like I said, they made the card size version as well. This was a press proof, and it's 1 of 1,000. So basically the press proof gives it the refractor type look. The standard ones don't have that sort of, shine going on there. This one's cool. This was a of Dynagon Ice 2000. Just kind of neat. It's actually like, I don't have it open obviously, but this actually is like netting behind them. So the card itself has got like this net within the goal here. Pretty cool. So just unique, and it's called the Lamplighters. Just a unique card. It's different. I don't think they were super rare to get, but it's just the uniqueness of the card is the reason why I've kept it. So it's pretty cool. And for Pacific, it's also in really good shape. There's not much chipping like you normally see in the back here. It's in really good shape. Here's another Pacific. This is the Crown Royale, Living Legends. It's pretty cool. I guess I just kind of like the blue. The blue of the Red Wings uniform just looks pretty sharp here. This is out of only 375, so it's pretty rare. Not a lot of these out there. And again, for Pacific, this card is in freaking gem mint shape. This has got no, chipping or anything like that on it. So, which, as I mentioned earlier, it's hard to find those. You can find the inserts, but are they chipped up? Here's Complete Players Eizerman. This is, again, is this Pacific? Yeah, Aurora. Complete Players. This is out of only 299. So not many of these puppies around. And it's got another image of him in the back. So it's just a really cool card. You got the purple Eizerman on the back, and you got the blue on the front. It's a beautiful card. Topps Chrome. I think this was like the first year Chrome came out with, or Topps came out with Chrome. I think this is Stadium Club. Sorry, Stadium Club Chrome. And this is the Refractor Hyzerman. It's a cool action shot of him. Really nice shine on it. It's not numbered, but as you can see, it has Refractor listed there. Really just an awesome looking card. This one I actually did have on eBay. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. I was glad it didn't sell. I actually posted and listed this on eBay a few times, and it had a lot of watchers on it and that type of thing. But I had it listed high. Like if I was to sell it, I had it listed for a price I was willing to let it go at. And so fortunately nobody bid on it, because the more I looked at this, how perfect this card is, this will be a card that I will be sending in to get graded. No doubt about it. To me, this is a 10. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with this card at all. I think the centering is fantastic. The refractor, there's no refracting lines on it, which were common back in especially those days. It's numbered out of only 400. So I'm glad that nobody actually bid on it, and I never sold this card, because I remember buying this card at the show, and I'm going to get this graded. This card is going in for grading, and I expect a high number. So I brought it back in. I pulled it off eBay, and it's never seen eBay since. Here's another one. This is Masters out of SP Authentic. Let's see if I got a date on it. 1999. This was the Stat Masters out of 600. I think there was a couple different variations of the Stat Masters, so this one's out of 600. Again, just a cool card out of a cool set. And, you know, in the PC. Here's the third-year Eizerman. Oh, peachy. Again, very young in this photo. So, I've had this again for a long time. This one in the second year, the only copies I have, they're of his peachy second and third year. I guess I should probably get some more of those. Haven't been actively pursuing them. Alright, here's out of Stadium Club 2000. This was what they called Capture the Action Game View. So it's got a picture of Eizerman there, of course. And then it's got like an actual image. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It's going to be hard to see it here, I guess. Can I get it in there? Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's see. So you can kind of see it. The camera's not really. So it's got like a game film, an actual picture of the game film in there. And this is numbered only to 100. Or game view, I guess they call it. But anyway, it's pretty cool. Maybe you can see it better here. It's got like just a picture of Eizerman there. Alright, so now we go to the autographs. So, as you may guess, I have quite a few Steve Yzerman autographs. And by quite a few, there are 15. And they're all different. So here we go. We'll start off with this one. This is out of BA Player. And I'm always looking for Steve Yzerman autographs. So my Eizerman collection is, although it's slowed down, it's not like I collect nearly as many as often, but I'm still in the market for Eizerman autographs. This was out of 1998-99 BA Player. Stevie. I got 2 of these. I think I just recently, when I say recently, I think within the past year I got another one. Alright, let's a couple of those. Here's a jersey autograph, game worn. I think this is game worn. I'll have to double check that one. Anyway, I've had this card for a long time. Pros and Prospects. Game used jersey. So, yeah. It's not numbered. Beautiful autograph. This one thing that's great about Stevie Y. He takes his time and leaves a beautiful signature. Guy's a class act. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything less. Here's another one. SP Tools of the Game. Again, jersey auto. Red jersey this time, out of 300. Game worn jersey. Autographed. Again, just such a great signature that Stevie has. Now, I showed you the Gretzky one earlier. This one I've had for a long time. So here's the Gold Reserve Eizerman out of 200. So that's how I knew about that Gretzky card before I saw it, because I have had the Eizerman one for 20-something years. It's just a beautiful card. I mean, these Gold Reserve is just a sweet. You know, the image is nice. The autograph is on that white backing. It's on card. It's serial numbered. It's got everything. The only thing that this card doesn't have is really anything on the back. It's just white. It's just a white back. It just says, congratulations, you've received, blah, blah, blah. But just otherwise, beautiful cards. And mine, this Eizerman one, doesn't have any chipped corners like the Gretzky. This Eizerman is mint. And likely I will get graded someday. But these Gold Reserves back in the day, just beautiful cards. I would think you would agree. Here is Premier Signature, numbered only to 125. Sign of the Times, one of the years, and there was a few years that they had. This is 99. Let's save the next one for probably last. All right, another Sign of the Times. This is 2000, so it's the year after the other one. Another Sign of the Times. This was my favorite one. I've got the Lidstrom one I showed you earlier. It's just like this. So this is my favorite Sign of the Times. Stevie Y. 1998. Awesome card. One of my favorites. Be a Player. I've sold one of these. I used to have two. I kept the silver version. I sold the regular version. So the silver version, I mean, this is backing that's silver that surrounds the card. There's two different versions. The silver version, this is the Link to History out of Be a Player. There was the normal cards that had the white backing around the card, and then the silver versions have obviously the silver, and they were more rare. The only thing about this one is his signature is hard to find because he's got the All-Star purple jersey on that year, so signature's a little hard to find there, but there it is. This one was always one that I wanted to get, and eventually I did. This was I think the first year Be a Player Eizerman, so again, sort of an off-ice, just sort of a studio photograph of Stevie Y signed in gold. Gold signature. I think all of these versions were signed in gold that year. This was a hard card to find, and I know at one time it was over $500. I don't know if it still is, but I haven't really checked the cost on it in a while. But beautiful card. Here's one of my favorites too. This was a clear-cut autograph. This is one of my favorites. Just a beautiful card with the acetate look, and Eizerman's autograph just goes on there so perfectly. His card's gem mint condition. It's just a really nice card, again, with a nice acetate look and feel to it. Beautiful auto. Clear-cut autographs. This was 2000 something. Sometimes it's hard to see if it's like 06 or 08, but early 2000. Here's another Be a Player. And second to last and least is the Pro Sign out of MVP. Stevie Y. He's got another one that I don't have. I think there's another year where he had this, and that one I don't have. It's one of my ones that's still on the bucket list to own. But here's one of the 2 years. There you go. And last and least, this is my favorite. This card, when I was dealing at the time, everybody knew that I wanted this card badly. I pulled just a normal insert that was not autographed because there's a non-autographed version of this card. And then there's an autographed version of this card with 2 autographs on it. This was from 1998, Donruss Elite, Back to the Future. This card at one time was, I don't know if it still is, I'm sure it's still pretty high. It's like $600 to $700 card. But on one side is Gordie Howe on card autograph. Just beautiful. Rest in peace, Gordie. He's no longer with us, but I mean, this is my favorite Steve Yzerman autograph card that I own. And you know, I had a guy who got one at the show. I think he pulled it, and I had to negotiate with him. I think I did a partial trade purchase for this card. He knew I wanted it really badly. He was a cool guy, big hockey guy. All he did was hockey. He knew that I wanted this card, and we worked out a deal. And I've had it for 20-something years. Because I bought it the year it came out. So I've had this since '99. And guess who's on the other side? Autographed Steve Yzerman. I mean, this is just such an amazing, amazing card. Numbered on only 500. Or is it 15? 1,500. Now, I don't know if all 1,500 were signed. That I don't know. May have only signed like the first 100. I know Donruss Elite did a lot of that back in the day. So that's possible that maybe only the first 100 were signed. Or maybe they did sign all 1,500. I know that you can't find this card on eBay that often. You do still find it. It's not like it's that rare. But by the way, card number 20, I just missed Eizerman's jersey number by 1. So, I mean, could you find a more amazing card than this if you're a Red Wing fan? Steve Yzerman autograph on card on one side. Gordie Howe on card autograph on the other side. This card will go to my grave with. Simple as that. And I figured I'd finish off the video with that. So that's it. Part of this channel is showing off some of my personal collection. I know I've done it with my Eagles. I'm a huge Eagles fan, and I did a series of videos on that. This one I lumped it all together because I'm now able to figure out how to shoot a longer video without any problems. The other one I broke up with my Eagles collection, over a 4-part series of videos. But this one I got it all in. So thank you for sticking with me through all that. Please, give me your comments, give me your feedback. I'd love to hear from you. Before you do that, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. More to come. A lot of content to come on this channel, and I'd love to have you be a part of it. So make sure you click that subscribe button, and we'll see you again soon. So thanks for watching the video. Really appreciate it, and give it a thumbs up too. That's always good. Thank you again. This is Ruckscards signing off. Appreciate it.